Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Anton Wheeler, your host of Voice of the People United Community Forum. I thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate your viewership. I appreciate you following us along with this uh, 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 electoral series, meaning that people from around Essex County, people who are running for Senate, who are running for Congress, people who are running for Newark Municipal Council, Orange Municipal Council, and just regular community folks that have been wanting to talk to issues. They've been joining us since March 28th on this show. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to partner with Brother Q from Let's Talk 2. In May 5th, we're going to do a multi-day candidates forum, one day for the ward candidates, and another day for the at-large and mayoral candidates. And we're hoping that a great many people wish to participate. I'll be, as well as Brother Q, will be interviewing various and different individuals who are running for municipal government election. And, we just want to bring honest and true journalism to the issues that Newarkers are facing in this coming election season. And, let some of the candidates, or let all of the candidates, we would like all of the candidates to come out and tell everybody who they are. So, without further ado, I'm going to be talking this evening, with Brother Rodney Davis. He's running for councilman in upcoming Newark municipal elections. I believe he's running for council at large, a community servant, an entrepreneur. And he's going to come on and tell us a little bit about himself, answer a few questions, and I'll tell you why he should be on the Newark Municipal Council. So without further ado, let me bring on Brother Rodney Davis.
Microphone check 1, 2. Antoine, can you hear me?
Yeah, brother, I can hear you, man. What's the good word?
First, I want to thank you for inviting me to your platform. It's a great podcast, and I notice every week you're getting stronger with the viewership, and I appreciate and thank you for having me on your show. It's your show. You can have whoever you want, and I thank you for inviting me. And I'm running for the mayor of the city of Newark.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you running for mayor? Okay,
I'm running
right.
for mayor, brother. I'm running for mayor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I got it backwards. I got it twisted.
That's all right. That's all right. We still here. I'm running for mayor of the city of Newark. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Hey, let me do me a favor, man. And I'll just stick with the same stream of questions, man. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, Rod. I know you personally. You was always around when I was a young man. When I first started working for Sharp, even before that, you knew my family and everybody else. But tell everybody what you believe they need to know that I can't articulate, but you could. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what inspired your candidacy.
What inspired? You mentioned the Honorable Sharp James, who you learned from and who I learned from. The city was much cleaner. It was more constituent services in City Hall. It was more professionally run. And we're way past that now in Newark. We're going in reverse. You know, we were stuck in neutral. Now we're in reverse. City's never been so dirty. Uncle Sharp turning over in his grave. You can't get adequate snow plow. This thing is becoming like, so I had no choice but to step in. Anybody that loves this city like we do, I had no choice but to step in. The response has been overwhelming. You know, my main platform, if you look at most of the items on my platform, Antoine, 5 almost affordable housing, assisted living, working class affordable housing for the seniors and more. So some of these projects, I that's what I do every day. Like the old brick towers to where it's built now. If it wasn't for me, that wouldn't be built. Rutgers University, next to Newark Library, 15 Washington Street. On the other side of Howard Park Gardens, Douglas Homes, recently in current Mika Avenue, Elizabeth Avenue, that particular project was going nowhere. And the reason why I do all this, Antoine, I don't have to do it. The reason why I do it is because you have to get people in Newark a place to stay.
Mhm.
Right now, in this economic environment, we even have to do better. We could do better. Some of the old timers say, some of the old timers that you know that I know, say, Rodney, you got a bold platform, but how you going to pay for it? And my response is, it's already paid for. You just have to deal with the right assets to bring the funds to Newark. And that's what we're going to do.
So what does that mean? Deal with the right asset to bring the funds to North. What does that mean? It's already paid for.
Okay, there's already funding sources that are available.
Mhm.
But when you're the commander in chief in Newark and your administration, you have to know how to access. This can't be on the job training when it comes to giving people housing. And you got to have the right team around you that actually know how to bring it in. Right now, the developers are playing this special interest. Special interest got this city on lock with a vice grip. And the special interest has this administration following them around all day, getting what they want. And Newarkers, we get nothing. It's a bad deal. I
Mhm.
remember Black Wall Street used to be big, Antoine. Now, if you go to that part of Oklahoma, it's shrunk. You know, like a sponge. Everybody wants to come to Newark and build generational wealth for their families, while the Newarkers and our children get nothing.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this question: what experiences and qualifications make you uniquely qualified to be the CEO of New Jersey's largest municipality?
Well, I have to go with my housing. I have to go with cleaning up the city. Sonny Cooper for so many years and know how to clean up the city, to know how to order the proper equipment so the fellas can have a snow plow. I'm certified snow plow. I'm more in the constituent service. I would like to clean up the potholes, what I've already been doing for years. I would like to clean up the potholes. Now, the city of Newark, I heard the council president talk about, they don't have enough vehicles, trucks, apparatus. Why don't they just lease them, Antoine? Why do you always got to buy them? Spend millions on buying equipment. Why don't you just go ahead and lease the stuff and pay a few thousand a month instead of tricking up a couple of million of the taxpayers' money? Got to cut out pork from the budget. Right now, when they told me, I thought it was 270 million. Now they're saying this thing is out of control, Antoine. They said it might go up to 290. So we got to do a forensic audit. Day one, I get in there, we're gonna do a forensic audit. We're not gonna hire no company either from campaign donators. We're gonna use the people right there in the finance department. They willing to do it, but they don't know what to say because they work there. But we'll get the right people to do a forensic audit and see where all this pork has been going to. Can't keep giving money to your friends.
So, what do you understand are the major budgetary issues facing North?
What
To be
happens is, as like you mentioned the word CEO. As a CEO, you got to get intelligent people around you that work with numbers. I got some people that's there right now, some people that still live in Newark, some people from the past administration that want to help me, that's reaching out for you, that's telling me anything we could do to get this budget under control. And we will get it under control, Antoine.
so let me ask you this: what about the budget do you feel is not under control?
Well, if you 290 million and it's not even, then it's out of control. We deserve a balanced budget in Newark. The residents of Newark deserve a balanced budget.
So, how do you propose we balance that budget?
Well,
Because
I'll tell you the same thing. Basically, I just got finished telling you. I'm
Mhm.
going to get the right financial people around to deal with the budgets that I know personally who's diligent and know how to do that job
Mhm.
and are willing and able to do that job. Make no mistake about it. We're going to have a balanced budget.
All right, so I'm with you on that, and I'm just gonna push, and then I'll move on to the next question. I get what you're saying, and that's right. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're the dumbest person there. So you're always supposed to work with people who are more intelligent than you,
I didn't
whatever.
say that.
You should be saying that.
No, I don't want to say that because you are a podcaster. You good
I,
at that. I'm a development,
nah, man,
pre-development.
excuse me. I'm a school teacher. I've been doing that for 20 years.
Okay, a school
No,
teacher.
no, stop.
I don't know anything about
Stop.
I
And
don't know
before that,
anything about teaching his
stop.
kids.
And before
I don't know
that,
anything about doing kids. But I
before
do know
that, I was
about
a correction officer, and before that, I worked for the
yeah, I know
Municipal
every time you come on the
Council.
podcast, you give
So
me your
nah, I just
resume.
gotta remind people of credentials because they do shit like you just did.
No,
But
no,
go
no. I
ahead,
don't want
man.
to. I don't
Love
want
is love,
to.
man. Love is love. I'm with it.
I don't want to. What you call?
What you gonna do about
I
the
know your
budget, man?
resume. I already know you.
Hey, my
I know
man.
you're a
It ain't
correction
about
officer,
me. It's not about
school
me.
teacher,
It's about you. It's
and
about what are you
that's.
prepared to
Oh, it's
do?
about me.
Yes. What type of
Oh, can I
decisions
finish
are you
then?
prepared?
This is
What type
about
of
me.
decisions are you prepared to make to deal with the budgetary issues in the city of Newark?
Well, I'll tell you again for the third time. What I'm going to do is chief executive officer
Hmm.
is for 7 years. We had a balanced budget, Antoine.
Hmm.
We had a balanced budget. And then they fired some of those people that were monitoring it, keeping it balanced. They made for personal issues because you don't like a person. This person don't get along with that person. They get fired,
Hmm.
and then now the budget ain't balanced no more. You got to put the right people in place that can monitor, forensic audit, and give the citizens of Newark what they deserve. And that's a balanced budget. So we got to cut the pork out. We got to try other ways to make money. Like one thing we just was talking about, I said the first time, and I'll say it again for the third time, we need a lot of equipment and apparatus. So instead of buying it all the time, why don't you just lease it? Just lease it. You save a lot of money doing that. That's millions.
Okay. All right. So pushing beyond that, and overall, the city of Newark, because of budgetary issues, have been gaining the negative ire of different municipalities and different legislative districts around the state. And mainly what they're talking about is Newark's inability to handle its fiduciary responsibility, whether it's with regards to the school board or whether it's with regards to the municipal government. What is it that you believe needs to be done to get Newark back where it needs to be and not on the assisted aid of the state so that we can have a balanced budget and properly serve the people?
Great question. First of all, you work with the James administration.
Mm,
You in the office, the inner circle, so you know what has to be done. You've seen it before, you witnessed it. We the largest city in the state. When you were in that office, people always looked at Newark for advice, leadership. Everybody in the county, you were there, you seen it, you know it. Now they're like, oh man, ain't nothing happening over there, man. They can't keep a balanced budget. You know, they got no equipment. Every time I drive down there, I get a flat tire hitting the pothole. It's dirty. You know what I mean? I had to cancel my appointment with the snow. You know what's supposed to be better, Antoine, because you actually seen it. You know it. And we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna give the citizens what they need. You know what I mean? One lady said over there by the art center, the high rise is going up. She said I emailed this administration 15 times. I didn't get a response once about they're working at nighttime. She said I couldn't go to work, me and my husband, because we couldn't sleep. And we figured somebody would get back to us. We're gonna get back to customer service, constituent services for the residents. And special interests, they already know. When I get in there, bye-bye.
all right. All right. So next question is, what do you believe the number one issue is facing Norkers this campaign election cycle?
Potholes.
Potholes.
Yeah, city is dirty. We gotta double check the water,
Hmm.
even before you get to crime, even before you get to the balancing bus. But the number one issue, besides the potholes, is definitely housing. We used to have a bona fide, you know this, Antoine, we used to have a bona fide housing authority, right? Harold Lucas said we used to be like mirrored throughout the country as the number one housing authority. The Newark Housing Authority has evaporated. You know, they done sold off all bits and pieces to special interests. You got to get the housing authority under control. That's a lot of jobs lost. You know, you got to get the housing authority under control. That's one of the number one. If you go at the rent's too high, you know, that's one of the number one issues going on. We need more affordable housing. Last I checked, Antoine, it was over like 36,000 vouchers down there. The people looking for housing, looking for apartments. I don't know where it could be at right now. They're selling it off. There is no more affordable housing anymore. Affordable housing in Newark is a thing of the past. You know, I hear that all day. I just came back. They invited me up to the A&R on 10th Street. I just came back. All of it was the place was filled with women, filled with that's all they talking about is affordable housing. So anybody who thinks that might not be the number one issue, don't live around here, don't be around here again.
So how do you address the affordable housing issue?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you like I told you the first time this evening. That's the easiest thing to do. I already know who to call. I already know the assets to call. People say, "How you gonna pay for it?" It's already paid for. You got to deal with the right developer who gonna build with their own money. Tax abatements, we can't afford to give you no tax abatement no more. If you need a tax abatement in Newark, you ain't getting it no more. That's over. That's over, Antoine. You build it with your own money. You want to do market rate, you build it with your own money. Not the scam of putting 10% over there and you give it to your friends. That's over.
Mm. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this question. Um what would be your number one priority your first 100 days? And I get you talked about housing and I get you talked about potholes, but there's much more to being a mayor than just addressing aesthetics. That's why they have department heads. What are you prepared to do your first 100 days to make your priority to deliver to the
It's
citizens?
past the level of aesthetics and department heads. Because if we're addressing aesthetics and department heads, then we wouldn't have no potholes in Newark. We'd have proper snow plow in Newark. That ain't working. You know, we got to get the men and women a DPW. We got a lot of good men and women at DPW. We got to give them the proper management and the proper tools to be successful. But right
Oh,
now, that ain't it. The mayor has to do that. That starts from the top. Everything starts from the second floor. I'm surprised you asked me that question and gave me that response because you worked on the second floor.
I
You
didn't
worked
give
with Uncle Shaw. And
I
you used to be very good at your job. Y'all wouldn't have it. I know you're a little tired, Antoine. It's been a long day.
no, I'm laughing because I didn't give you a response. I asked you a question, but anyway.
Mhm. You know, I watched the Cleveland game too. I know you're a little tired over there. You're up
I
Sunday,
tried.
Sunday evening.
I'm just perplexed, man, because you keep throwing stuff out there, man, and I'm trying to work with you here, but I
I'm
just don't
trying to
understand.
work with you too because I look at you. That's why I'm saying you're tired. You're like, let me get a question out. I'm a little
Nah, I ain't
tired.
tired, man. There's the same questions I'm asking you. I asked everybody who came on the show.
Yeah.
I ain't asked you not no different than I ain't asked nobody else, and
Well,
I
that's
wouldn't.
good.
All
That's
right,
good.
then. So,
You should have a rehearsal and a routine by now. Then.
and I'm good with it, man. I know who I am, and I know what I expect, and I know
All
I have
right.
expectations. You know, we do
I
that in
see.
the
I'm
class.
waking you up. I see. I'm waking you up a little
Nah,
bit.
you
That's
ain't
a good
waking
thing.
me up.
I'm
Actually,
looking
what
right at your
you're doing,
face. You know.
what you're doing is you making me like, yo, what's going on? That's what you're
Yeah.
making
All
me
right.
do. But
Sound.
anyway,
Hey.
my
Hey,
man. All
Antoine.
right, listen, listen.
Sounds good.
Whatever you say. Here's the sixth question. All right. So now, there is a projected deficit. All right. And everybody wants to get into this jargon about, paying back things and how structural deficits and things are. What is your proposal and how do you plan to address the fact the delivering a budget on time and also doing what needs to be done to properly fund the police department because as you know, in Newark, New Jersey, the police department is tragically, and I mean tragically, understaffed and undermanned. Our fire department is understaffed and undermanned, especially after the episode that happened at the port with that unnecessary reality. What do you do? What do you plan to do to rein in? You keep saying pork and unnecessary spending. So identify me what the pork is and how are you going to redistribute that to help the other agencies that make the city run.
All right. Let's start from the top. Uh, the Newark Police Department and firefighters could never have a better friend than me. Uh, Dude, I'm already a lot of stuff that you asked me. I'm already doing. I do it. I'm doing it already.
Mhm.
I wanted to actually build a new fire center across the street from the airport, but they wouldn't spend. Here's what I mean by pork. They wouldn't spend 200,000 a month on a little precinct on Bergen Street. Who does that? Who gives a developer $200,000 a month to build and manage the building when the city of Newark should be doing that themselves? Why would you go do that for this guy? I had a proposal on 4 acres in Freeland Housing Avenue, and we can get money from the federal government because when Newark Fire Department is the one who responds to there's a tragedy at the airport, they respond.
Mhm.
City of Newark got to get back into like when Uncle Sharp was there making money for his citizens, not throwing around pork to special interests and some developers. There was another part of the question you asked me too. You asked me about you can't, first of all, we're not gonna spend no money for a while. You want to get to giving the employees a raise. People can't live off this wage they got right now. But before we start giving employees, you can't, and then they don't have any, a lot of employees work down there, don't have any insurance. How a man gonna work and can't get insurance for his family down there working in sanitation? I don't get that one either. You know. So you gotta get an insurance company that'll work with the largest city in the state. Stop dogging people out with no insurance. That's crazy. And we got to get back to making money for the city. The police department, you're gonna have to go somewhere and get some money from another source for the police department. This is the thing they got to be. You're gonna have. That's why you got to cut a lot of pork. Why you need a new car every year? You know, why all these cars? Why the politicians need a new car every year? Some of these politicians never paid for gas in the last 30 years. Car insurance. Use your own car. That's where you find out who really want to be a civil servant. It's
I
gonna be some
just
hard. It's gonna be some hard choices. If I get in there, it's
so,
gonna be some hard choices. We ain't spending no more money.
and I'm
None.
with you, and I'm with you
N-
on that. So what I
Well,
want
I'm
you
not
to
here for you to agree with me. I'm just here to get the facts out.
okay, okay, bro. All right. So could you identify for the audience what pork are you talking about?
Once again, I got to go back to the developers that you give out these contracts to. I just told you one about the 200,000 a month. There's more. There's more contracts like that. Right now, we got. You know what these guys do? They get the property dirt cheap, and then the guy turns into $100 million property, and you in a deficit. Sometimes you gotta develop the property yourself because you ain't got no money. We not here. We not in the private sector. We're not here to make special interests get rich and build generational wealth. One day you gonna pass away. I'm gonna pass away. God willing. We want our grandkids and great grandkids to have something now. But if we keep going down the path we're going, we're gonna be like the housing authority, evaporated.
So okay, so you said the pork that you're talking about are about developers, and I get that. And that can't be the only source. What else can you identify to say that the city should not be spending there?
On contracts, I'm gonna have different on the contracts. My philosophy is totally different. I want to do everything in house, whether it's water and sewer. Let's stay on water and sewer. If it's water and sewer, I want to have a different philosophy.
Hmm.
Nothing against the water department what they're doing, but my philosophy is just different. We're doing everything in house, 100%. We're not subbing no contracts, nothing out. We'll dig our own holes. We do our own water lines. We do everything like you used to do when you had Uncle Sharp there. Stuff's
But
not rocket science.
so no, the only thing that's rocket science is rocket science. I learned that a long time ago. The reality to it is though that we have a academic class, unfortunately, that graduates from high schools in the city of Newark, but can't pass an eighth or ninth grade mathematics test to become a journeyman or apprentice. So, where do you suspect that the workforce will come from to fill those in-house jobs that you're referring to?
I know a lot of guys. I work with a lot of guys at Rutgers, and that's where the chancellor lives at. That don't have a GED. You know what I mean? This goes by ethic. Once you go to work and that builds character, that's why I want to work with the unions. I've been talking to a lot of local three, a lot of the unions, you know, and there's nothing like a union job. If you go, I live downtown by the Pack. If you go, I got 6 jobs going out here. I don't see no blacks over there. You know how in Atlanta they said the mayor made all the black millionaires and had all the black people working. We the
Minority,
di-
I understand.
we the direct opposite of that. We the direct opposite of that. All this construction going on now, it's not general. It's not helping black people.
Yeah,
And if you
but
want to take it to if you want to take it to a further extent, it's not a lot of Puerto Rican people there from the North Ward either.
yeah, but what I said to you is that that is
You
a
just
direct.
asked me if the guy's illiterate, how can he get a job working with the
Exactly
union?
right.
And
That's
I
a direct
told her,
relation.
I'm a very good talker, but I love to listen. It's my hobby. I don't care if the guy got a we don't in the real workforce in construction, we don't care what the guy got. We want to know, can he do the job? We teach this is what we want you to do. We showing you what to do. If the guy responds and give us a good day's work, he's hired.
So how do
So
you?
go back to school and get your GED.
Okay,
Sometime I've been talking to the teachers from the charter school and the public schools. You know, some kids don't have a mother or father. Some kids, when they leave school, they right back on the street. That's who they listen to, the street. But we're not in the business. I'm talking about from development side right now. I know you're saying as a teacher you want the kids educated, and that's the number one goal to get to. Because not everybody want to be a construction worker, but we were talking about construction worker. That's why I brought that up.
okay. So if I think that there are a lot of kids if in education in school that if there was project based learning and there was a scale with regards to grading them on that, I think they would do a lot better. Just in my opinion, after being an educator for over 20 years, I think they would do a lot better than the traditional standing of what it means to go through the, I guess, K through 12th grade process, especially when you get from freshman year to 12th grade. What I said to you was, though, that um, I'm more interested in knowing how you plan to deal with the fact that there are a lot of students in the city of Newark that graduate with diplomas and they're functionally illiterate, if functional at all. And it is important because when it comes to being able to get some of these jobs, there are certain tests of minimum basic skills that you have to pass, and kids in the city of Newark who have graduated with high school diplomas can't pass that minimum basic skills test. So what I'm asking you as a developer, as an individual who wants to be mayor, how do we deal with that problem? Because overall, my number one question is, if that's the case, well, where are these workers going to come from that you're talking about?
You're not talking about construction anymore. You got a new question now because I
No,
answered the one
I
on
am talking
construction.
about construction. When it comes to trade jobs, I did a study on it. I wrote a paper on it. When it comes to those jobs, when you go into different unions and things of that nature, you want certain apprenticeships or whatever, you have to pass a minimum basic skills test. That's barely above freshman algebra. It's usually about 7th or 8th grade math. That's a problem. That is a factual problem that's well documented. So what I'm saying to you is, how do you propose we get our kids up to speed and up to stuff so that they could be able to pass those tests so that they can get into those programs?
Very good question. I'm glad you elaborated on it more. Now we're getting out the labor side, which I was talking about, the labor concrete side. And what you're talking about now is electricians, HVAC, pipe fitters, and plumbers. So the thing with that is you have to get in where you fit in. Because sometimes the laborers can make more an hour than the electricians. So I mean, it comes down to where you fit in, because you can still make a comfortable wage. Now that being said, I'm looking to work with the National Football League. As you know, Lawrence Taylor and OJ Anderson are my boys, and we tried to set it up here before, but we had a property in mind, 4 acres, but special interest got to it before we got to it. We were there first, but ended up giving it to special interest. And the National Football League Players Association, they want to help these children out. Then I would work with people like you and some of these ladies I met at the charter school. They got programs. But I always feel that when it comes with the men and women, they listen to somebody who's been down that road before. So I would like to get the National Football League and say why you can't pass the test. You know, it's not like your parents mentoring you. It's not like an older person mentoring you, but I would like to catch them early. I don't want them to get to the test and say, "Oh, you didn't pass the test."
Well, how do you get to them early? Because at the end of the day, what I'm
Go to the
finding,
schoolhouse. Go to the schoolhouse and talk to them. How else you gonna get to them? Go to their house
and do what? Like, what are you going to,
and mentor them
with regards to what, though? I get what you're saying.
to life, education, how to hold the fork, how to put a tie on, jacket. You have to mentor them. Everything is a part of it.
Yeah, I get that, and I'm with you on that. But that has nothing to do with whether or not a young man or young lady knows how to memorize their times
Yeah, I
tables.
disagree. You got to
You're,
set a mind.
so
You got
you're
that.
so you're telling me you teaching a kid?
Maybe that's why they keep failing, because y'all doing it the wrong way.
Oh, okay. Who's doing it the wrong way?
The teachers.
Oh, okay. All right. All
Maybe
right.
you too. You was there for 20 years.
You ever taught? You ever went in the classroom?
I teach all day, every day. I
I
go
didn't
to the
ask you that. I'm
classrooms.
saying, so you're going to
I go to the classrooms
no,
and
I
mentor.
asked you, have for 20 years, have you gone into anyone's
That's why I
system?
said. That's why I said you should
Yes or
do it.
no? So then what you criticizing for?
I said yes because I've done it before.
No, you haven't. You're a certified teacher.
I went to what? No, you asked
All
me
right,
three
so what
different
you talking
questions. You
about?
said, "Have you asked?" The
Nah,
first
nah, nah,
question
nah,
you
nah.
asked me
What I'm
was, "Did you
saying
ever
to
go
you
into the
is
classroom?"
you
I said,
just
"I wouldn't
criticize.
mentor." I
You
said,
just
"I didn't say I was
criticize
a
the
teacher. I said I
profession.
was a mentor."
You
Don't
just
take it personal.
criticize. I ain't taking
Don't
it
take it
personal.
personal.
You just
I don't
criticize the
want to hit a
profession.
nerve. Don't take
And
it
I'm
personal.
asking
I know
you,
you're a bona fide registered
man,
state
my
in New
man,
Jersey school
shit.
teacher.
Hey, Rodney, cut the shit. What I asked you was,
What you
this is
won't hear
very
from me
simple.
is any profanity.
Hey, my man, what is very simple is I asked you this. You're telling me that what you have and what you offer, you can go into a classroom in anyone's system and deliver children from the hell that they're in. That's what I'm asking you now.
I mean,
Forget the, forget the
when
question
my
I asked
group,
you before.
when me and my group mentor, we always check back with them. Maybe like a month later, check with their parents or whatever.
I
And,
asked you a
and
question, brother. I asked you, do you know the New Jersey teacher standards?
nah,
All right, so then why are you criticizing
listen,
teachers?
I'm glad we on a subject
Nah, why?
that you
No, no,
know
no.
about.
I
I'm not
asked you a
talking about the New
question.
Jersey
Do you
teaching
know New Jersey?
standards.
All right,
I
so
was
now
talking
you
about
just
Antoine
said,
Wheeler.
Anton Wheeler, what, man? I don't got to prove nothing to you. You running for mayor. I'm not. You
This
out
is
your
your show.
mind.
This is your
Yeah, but
show,
it is.
and
And I'm
you asking the
asking you
questions.
questions about your capabilities and qualifications to be mayor of New Jersey's largest municipality. I asked the questions. If this is my show.
Yeah, this is your show.
All right, so you don't get to
All right,
flip
well, let's
shit
go
back
back.
on me. I ain't
Let's
asked
stay
you.
on the subject then.
I'm not running
Let's
for
stay
mayor.
on the
You
subject.
are.
Let's talk about
We
education.
did. I asked you a question.
You
What
went
do
to the
you plan
teachers.
to do to deal with the fact that only 3 out of every 10 kids in Newark can read at grade level? What are you going to do about the fact, when mayor, that 4 out of every 10 kids in Newark can do math at grade level. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want
I'm
to.
glad you said. I'm glad you said. I'm glad you said. You got any more to get off your chest?
Nah, I
Because
ain't got nothing to get off my chest. It
you
ain't
asked
shit on
me.
my chest. I know
You
what I
asked
want.
me.
I'm
You
not running
asked me a
for mayor.
question, and the
And
question
trust
was
me,
about.
if I were, I'd love to see your ass in the debate. No disrespect, brother. I love and respect you. But don't do that shit to me. Not
Once
me.
again, I won't use no profanity.
Man, forget all that. I won't use
I
profanity
won't
shit.
use no
Rodney,
profanity.
this Anton and Rodney talking now. Cut the bullshit.
And about
I asked you
5,000
a
people.
question. I
And
don't
about
care.
5,000 people welcome.
I listen, and I
Yes,
love
I don't mean to
everybody that
get you
tuned in
rattled.
tonight. You
I
can
don't
do
mean to
whatever
get you
you want.
rattled. I
Answer
would
the
like to answer
question.
your question.
What would you do? What is your plan? Period. I'm not
We were
running for you.
talking about mentorship.
Now, if you ask me, if you
Oh,
wanted to
God.
flip the interview status and ask me what I would do if I were mayor, that's something different. Or if I was running for mayor, but
I
I ain't.
did that already.
You already. You running for mayor. I ain't got to give you no ideas.
Let me know
You
when I can answer the question.
all right, whatever, man. Yo, my
Let me
man.
know. I don't mean to get you rattled,
You not
upset.
get me rattled.
You're supposed to be the moderator.
What you're doing,
Are
really,
you the
what you're
moderator
doing,
this afternoon?
listen, you can do whatever you want to deflect. I'm cool with that.
Well, let me
I
answer the
asked you a
question
question.
then.
Answer the question. When you
Okay.
got kids in North, 3 out of every 10 can't read at grade level, and 4 out of every 10 can't do math at grade level.
Oh, I
Where's
know
this?
how we got to this.
Where's
Because I
this
asked you,
workforce?
I would ask you, why
Where's
don't they
this
know how to read?
workforce? Where's this workforce you're talking about coming from?
All right, listen. Let's go to the back to your original question. You said you got out of 10, you got four of them that can't read. And we're talking about now
I
you're
said
talking
4 that can't do math, 3 that can't read. 3
three
out of
that
every
can.
10. Only 3
Okay.
out of 10 can
And I
do.
said to you, why is that? And I said to you, why is that?
It ain't
You've
for
been
me to
teaching
say.
for
I'm
20
not
years.
running
Why
for
can't you
mayor.
fix it?
I'm
You've
not
been
the
teaching for
candidate.
20
You
years. You
are.
should
You
be able to give
tell
me an
me why
answer.
it is. You
Why is
tell me
that?
why it is.
It don't matter if I was running for dog catcher. I asked you a question.
I'm not
Why can't
answering
y'all
it
fix
because
it? You
I'm
work in the
not the
school
one running
system
for
for 20
office,
years.
B. I'm not running
You
for
work for the
office.
question. Well, let me answer the
You
question
are.
for you.
Answer the question for me, please.
I believe, Antoine, you can't let the kids go. You got to catch them early, like I told you before. You got to mentor them. Maybe they don't like teachers. Maybe they don't like sitting in the classroom. Maybe they don't feel like reading right now. You got to get that out of them. It's like being a football coach. You got to bring that out of them and get them to pass the test. You can't, they don't want to hear about no statistics. They don't want to hear about your resume. They want to learn how to read. Maybe they don't know they want to learn how to read. We're going to bring them the right tools to all of we get the 10 by 10. We want to have the best school system in the world right here in Newark. That's what we got to get to.
Okay. All right. So now, if you had to give and the current administration a grade, what would you give it and why?
You want me to
And
grade eight?
no, no, let me specify what I mean so I can be exact like I asked everybody else. With regards to the quality of services that this administration has provided to the residents of Newark, if you had to give it a grade, what would it be and why?
From constituent services, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, bad. Take you too long to get your building permits. It take you too long to get your licenses. If you asking about constituent services, Antoine, what would I give them? Like you go down there to City Hall and you're supposed to get constituent. Is that part of your question? Is that what
Yeah.
you mean?
Everything. Yes. Yup.
Oh, a D minus.
Okay. All right.
It
And
might be even lower, but D minus because you got some good employees. Everybody in the business community in Newark know that. Even the residents, they complain all day.
all right. So
It's
now,
bad. They know it's bad.
mhm. So now, let me ask you this: what do you think about that $500 million 30-year lease deal with regards to the port?
Once again, Mr. Antoine, we got to get strong. What do you call that? Special interest. They hold them by with a vice grip. Special interest.
Mhm.
I went to I went to a fundraiser for my man Al Tariq White.
Mm-hmm.
So he had that real base there. He had a strong base there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to the brothers outside the place. They said that they just don't care no more, man. They forgot about us. They just don't care. You know, I know the mayor likes Newark. I love Newark. I hope you show up for the debate. We got a couple of debates happening at Mount Calvary and a forum in Ironbound. I remember Uncle Sharp, as you well know, used to come to all the debates against Mildred Crum and Ronnie Rice. When you called Ronnie Rice out that day, he had the whole crowd going. I still remember. And he went against Doc. You remember that now, right? He really went against the doctor. That was about 20 years ago, by Dr. Walton. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know,
Metropolitan
he didn't
Baptist.
he didn't back down. You always got Newark is deserving debate. If you love this city, come debate. We want to hear how you're gonna make the city better. You know, we deserve it.
All right. All right. So now, at the end of the day, why should Norkers bet on you to be their man?
Day one, I leave the art center. When I come in day one, I know how City Hall works. Been going there every day for the last 30. I know who working, who ain't working. I know what department works. So constituent services, all people want to do, man, is get their little licenses, permit, pay their taxes, and get some kind of constituent services. We got to get that under control. Ain't gonna be no riding around all day, jumping in and out of SUV. You know what I mean? Get a hold on the lots that we got to build to get some affordable houses so people have a place to stay. You know. Oh yeah, and get back to my favorite topic: first responders. You know,
When you say first responders, what do you mean?
police and fire.
What about police and fire? When you say we got to get
We
back
want
to
we I think we got 400 cops now. I don't know the exact count. You know, I
mm-hmm,
think when you and Uncle Sharp was in there, y'all might have had a 1,500 to 2,000. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
So we got to get more. We got to get money to pay for more cops and more fire. They need more. They need more apparatus, and we gotta achieve that
mm-hmm.
in the first 100 days.
All right. So now, do me a favor. Let everybody know where they can find all the information they need about you, and where they can find information about your candidacy. Where's your campaign headquarters, and what's your line number?
35 Mulberry Street is the headquarters. Davis for Newark Mayor 2026 on social, and I made three, and I'm putting the city of Newark on the reorganization. Vote Davis A3, May 12th. Get out and vote. Voter turnout been at low. I know I go out there. I'm out there, especially with the Hispanic and Black vote. They don't want to. They don't want to vote no more. You know, everybody's sick of it. Politicians promise you everything, talking greasy and slick, riding around gas free. You know, we're going to we're going to change all that. We're going to get the citizens of Newark and the city of Newark back to the people.
All right. All right. So now I want to ask you these last three questions. Actually, yeah, well, three questions. Um, when a elected mayor, if and when elected mayor, and I say that to everybody who expresses their candidacy, you're just one individual. Yes, you have the power of the executive, but then you'll have to always be able to garner 5 votes from the individuals on the municipal council. Who is it that, whether it's from the present administration or the future hopefuls, that you look forward to working with, or you would like to work with, to try to do what you can for North?
I think Donna Jackson. I wouldn't mind her being the council president in the Davis administration. And Gail Cheneyfield, she brings experience, leadership, you know, and the rest of the at large, my man Al Tariq White, the rest of the at large, I'm gonna let them go for it, and we're gonna do business with whoever left standing.
I respect that, and you understand that. The mayor of the city of
Oh, my
Newark.
man Jimmy McCoy too. I think he's a police officer. He could do some things over there.
All right. Okay. The mayor of the city of Newark usually is a political stalwart, and it usually yields a lot of power. How do you plan to use the executive, if elected, when elected, to mayor of the city of Newark to help the citizens of Newark, New Jersey?
Once again, affordable housing for the working class and build up our first responders. Have a paving plan, not depend on the state, like you were talking about earlier, Antoine. Right now, we don't even have money for paving. They get a grant from the state so we can pay. Well, the state said we ain't giving it to you no more. It'll look like it's looking now. Get some bona fide snow plow equipment and some bona fide equipment for the water department. Not trying to figure out how to weasel into the buzzer when you're broke. Just go ahead and lease it.
Got you. Got you. Is there anything else you want to say to the audience, brother? I will first of all I want to say I love you and I appreciate you coming on this evening. I definitely appreciate the back and forth exchange. We ain't always got to agree, but it's always love. Is there anything you
Antoine, you're being yourself. That's why you got so many followers, so many viewers. People like you, you know. People like it, you know. People like the show. Your show was your show. You know what I mean?
love is
Sean
love?
Hannity, Sean Hannity is his show. Stephen A is his show. This is the Antoine Willis show. I thank you for inviting me. You know, vote 8-3, Rodney Davis. If you're tired of the same old. Now
All
you
right.
can get with this or you can get with that. It's time for you to get with this because this is where it's at.
Hey, I feel you, man. Who's the black sheep? I feel you, man. Hey, listen, man. Rodney, man, I love you and I appreciate you coming
Thank you
on
for
this.
the invite, Antoine. Thank
Hey,
you.
man, and I look forward to seeing you May 5th, man. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
sir.
coming. All
What's
right.
May 5th? What's May 5th?
May 5th is the candidates forum that I'm doing with Brother Q from Let's Talk To.
Oh,
Um
okay. Count
uh
me in.
yeah, so we'll
Anything you
be
doing, count me in, brother.
all right, brother. I appreciate that. We'll
Yes,
be getting
sir.
to you. We did the it was so funny because we had to stretch it to 2 days. We thought we could keep it to one, but because we had an overwhelming amount of individuals, we thought that not everybody had a candidacy would come. But we, especially for at large, we got an overwhelming majority of individuals and a few people for mayor more than we thought. So we look
At
forward to
law, at large, need his own date by alarm before the
yeah,
wars in the Bay Area.
yeah, man. So we working on that now. May 5th is about a week away, a week and 2 days away. So we're gonna make that happen, man. And I look forward to seeing you then.
Look forward to seeing. Thank you.
All right, bro. Later, man. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Anton Willie, your host of Voice of the People United Community Forum. I appreciate you all coming in and talking. I'm sorry, viewing with us these special broadcasts during this electoral series, election series for Essex County in the state of New Jersey. I'll be having a few individuals on in the coming days that are running for Senate, that are running for Congress. Definitely individuals who are part of social and community organizations around Essex County, talking about the conditions of the people in Essex County. So be tune in. From now definitely until June. These are going to be some interesting times. So like I said, once again, my name is Anton Wheel. I'm your host of Voice of People United, Voice of the People United Community Forum. I appreciate you all coming on and spending time with us this evening. I appreciate our guest Rodney Davis for coming on and chopping it up with me. We go way back, so please don't allow with the exchange when it got a little heated to think that there was something there. Rodney and I go way back. He goes way back with my family, with my sister, my brother, and my cousins. So much love to him, and I respect his candidacy to run for mayor. Also, I want to say peace and love to Tabina Baya, Nadira Brown. Nadira Brown definitely will be on. I'll be interviewing her hopefully in the next coming days, but she definitely will be on the May 5th broadcast with Let's Talk To and Voice of the People United Community Forum between myself, Brother Q, who will be we will be moderating. There's some interesting times coming, and it's not just going to stop with May 12th. We're going to keep going, and we're going to keep going because there is a lot of information out there that our community needs to know. Thank you all for tuning in this evening. My name is Anton Wheeler. I'm your host, Voice of the People United Community Forum. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.